Limits and offsets. Limit limits the number of the queries that are going to be returned to whatever the amount is. So your limit is just a number that you put in. And then offset, again, that's a number as well, but that's going to skip the number of records that you have. So to go through, so let's say that I want to select ID, name from account, and we'll limit it to 10. I can see here within the query we limit it to 10, and if I take off the limit I can see that we have 35. Now let's say that we wanted to do an offset. An offset is going to be, so let's see, limit 10, we'll do an offset of 10. So that's going to skip the first 10. As we can see here on this first 10 limit, the records are different. So then what we can also do is, I'm going to go back to Visual Studio Code. We can use the offset and limit for lazy loading or paginations. As an example, if I have an integer, we'll do the limit integer. We'll do a couple of these just to fully demonstrate what I'm referring to. Offset int, we'll do 0. And then I can return a list. We'll do account list equal to, and then the same query, select ID, name from account, limit, and then the binding limit int, and then offset, and then binding for that variable, offset int. And then we can debug that list. Okay. And I'll do this a couple more times to show exactly what I'm referring to. Okay, the limit will change, but the offset, or the limit's going to stay the same, the offset is going to change, so we're going to skip. In this one, we're going to skip to the second. We're going to start with the second one. And then I also need to rename these, otherwise we're going to get duplicates. Okay, so this query is going to be limited to 2. It's going to skip the first 2 records. This next one, rename that. We'll go to 4. So skip the first 4, and then add in. I'm changing these just so that way we don't get an error of duplicate variables. You need to do the same thing with these as well. Three. So the limit's going to stay the same. We'll go 6. And then let's run. And why do we have, oh, this is a colon and not a semicolon. As we run this, so we did the first one, yeah, this is the first run with the offset of 0. We can see that the first name is Edge Communications right here, edge communications. And then for the second one, within the first set, we have pyramid construction. Third one, Grand Hotels. Fourth one, Express Logistics. If we didn't have the offset, they would all be the same, because it'd be querying for the same, and those records would always be coming up in the same order. However, because we have the offset and we're skipping the different records, we can use that. So what this could be used for, or actually is used for, in at least one way that it's used for, is being able to use pagination or lazy loading. So you don't have to, if you're wanting to run a list and put that into a table, then you don't have to get all of the records at once. You can get X amount, and then you can query it again when someone either clicks on next or scrolls down far enough. You can have it so that it's not getting all of them and it loads quicker. And that's limits and offsets.